Inflation does not hit everyone at the same time. Some people feel the new money first. Most people feel the higher prices first. You feel the grocery bill first. You feel the rent increase first. You feel the insurance bill jump first. But your paycheck usually moves later, slower, and only after the stress has already reached your household. There is a name for this hidden pattern: the Cantillon Effect. Once you understand who receives new money first, you stop blaming yourself for every dollar of financial anxiety. Most people think they are fighting rising costs. They are actually fighting timing. Grocery stores can change prices immediately. Utilities can adjust rates next billing cycle. Landlords can raise rent when leases expire. Every major cost in your life can move quickly. Your income cannot. Income is trapped behind annual reviews, company policies, approval chains, and negotiation friction. That creates a structural gap where you are earning yesterday's wages while paying today's prices. Most people talk about inflation as if it affects everyone equally at the same moment. Real life does not work that way. Position matters more than headline income. The same economy can create completely different outcomes depending on where you sit. Asset owners may see rising net worth. Renters may see shrinking disposable income. Borrowers with old, low-interest debt may benefit while new borrowers pay higher rates. Pressure is distributed in sequence, not evenly. When you do not understand economic sequence, you mistake a timing problem for a personal failure. You stare at your bank account and assume you are bad with money. You wonder why budgeting no longer creates breathing room. You think discipline stopped working, but discipline may not be the issue. Your position in the sequence may be exposing you to higher costs before your income has time to adjust. Often, costs moved first. The Cantillon Effect explains what happens when new money enters an economy. Money does not appear everywhere at once. It does not spread evenly across society. It behaves more like thick syrup poured onto a table. It lands somewhere first. It pools around the entry point. Then it slowly spreads outward. Those closest to the entry point receive the benefits before prices throughout the economy fully adjust. Early receivers gain an advantage because prices have not yet moved everywhere. They can purchase real estate, stocks, businesses, raw materials, and opportunities while old prices still exist. By the time money reaches the outer edges of the economy, demand has already increased. Prices have already adjusted. Assets have already repriced. The people at the back of the line receive higher wages later, but by then, everyday costs are already more expensive. This does not mean every wealthy person wins, and every working family loses. It means money follows a path. Your location on that path determines whether you buy before adjustments occur or pay after adjustments happen. That is the audit. Do not just ask how much money exists. Ask where it entered. Ask who touched it first. Ask where you stand in line. At the top of the modern money pyramid are large banks, financial institutions, sovereign entities, and massive corporations. These organizations often receive capital at the lowest cost. They have liquidity when liquidity is scarce. They can move billions into real estate, infrastructure, and financial markets before the average consumer even notices a shift. They are not waiting for permission from a paycheck. Below them sit large businesses, landlords, suppliers, and service providers. They may not receive money first, but they interact directly with those who do. They see costs rising early. They raise rents. They increase service fees. They adjust wholesale pricing. They preserve their margins by passing pressure further down the line. At the bottom sit wage earners, renters, cash savers, and households on fixed incomes. These groups do not set prices. They cannot negotiate grocery prices. They cannot tell utilities to wait for their raise. They absorb whatever reaches them. The front of the line reacts. The back of the line absorbs. Same inflation, different position, different pain. This delay is the engine of modern financial anxiety. Your income requires permission to change. Annual reviews, management approval, finance approval, and human resources processes can stretch for months. Even when you receive a raise, it is usually based on the previous year. It is a rearview mirror adjustment. Expenses move in real time. Income moves through bureaucracy. Delivery apps change fees instantly. Gas stations update prices multiple times a week. Utility bills adjust with energy costs. Insurance premiums jump at renewal. Prices can change overnight. Income usually needs a meeting. This mismatch creates a deficit period where your expenses increase immediately while compensation remains frozen. Imagine household costs increase by $300 per month. Food, fuel, healthcare, and insurance become more expensive. The increase hits immediately. To offset it, you may need a raise that takes 9 months to secure. During those months, savings shrink, repairs get delayed, credit cards fill the gap, then costs move higher again. The lag never seems to end. The mismatch becomes clearer when comparing wages to asset prices. Capital entering the economy often flows quickly into real estate, stocks, and businesses. Asset owners benefit from repricing. Wage earners saving for future purchases often fall behind. The faster assets appreciate, the harder it becomes for savings alone to catch up. Imagine saving $500 every month for a home. You avoid wasteful spending and stay disciplined. Yet home prices rise $15,000 over the same year. Your savings cannot match the speed of asset repricing. The advantage of ownership is not always intelligence. It is optionality. Assets adjust with the economy. Paychecks often do not. This timing gap creates psychological fatigue. You budget, you track expenses, you avoid obvious mistakes. Yet breathing room keeps shrinking. You compare yourself to others who bought homes earlier and wonder what they know. Over time no longer feels like progress. Stress begins to feel personal even when the problem is structural. Many people respond by blaming themselves. They criticize every coffee purchase and feel guilty about every small expense. But guilt cannot solve a structural timing problem. If your strategy assumes every saved dollar will maintain the same value a year from now, the strategy ignores the money line. You need systems, not shame. Another mistake is assuming idle cash equals complete safety. Cash is important. It prevents emergencies from becoming debt. But there is a difference between a strategic cash buffer and excess idle cash. A buffer provides protection. Idle money with no purpose creates exposure. Unassigned dollars slowly lose purchasing power over time. Every dollar should have a specific purpose. Some dollars pay bills, some protect emergencies, some fund repairs, some build ownership, some create flexibility. When money has no assignment, it quietly leaks value. A behavioral finance strategy is not about hating cash. It is about assigning every dollar a clear mission before economic forces assign one for you. To protect yourself from timing risk, conduct a personal audit, measure your income lag, calculate fixed cost exposure, evaluate asset ownership, test your emergency buffer, measure decision speed. Once vulnerabilities become visible on paper, panic can be replaced with execution. Awareness is the first step toward financial resilience. Rule 1 is to watch timing, not just totals. Do not wait for your employer to notice rising expenses before adjusting your own behavior. Review your career value regularly. Build at least one income stream capable of responding faster than annual review cycles. The objective is not endless hustle. The objective is flexibility and speed. Rule 2 is to keep fixed costs boring. Expensive cars, premium subscriptions, and oversized obligations reduce flexibility. Fixed costs should stay below 40% of take-home pay whenever possible. Boring fixed costs create shock absorbers. When variable expenses attack, breathing room becomes a powerful asset. Rule 3 is to build a buffer before chasing returns. Cash with a purpose is not dead money. It protects against forced borrowing, desperate decisions, and badly timed asset sales. Separate emergency savings from everyday spending and build a clear liquid reserve before pursuing aggressive investments. Rule 4 is to own some upside without gambling for rescue. Avoid chasing miracles through speculative assets. Build ownership through diversified, repeatable systems. Start small. Automate contributions. Focus on habits rather than excitement. The goal is exposure to growth, not dependence on luck. Rule 5 is to capture every raise before lifestyle inflation absorbs it. Use a simple 50-50 rule. Direct half of every income increase toward financial security and allow the remainder to improve quality of life. Raises disappear quietly when left unmanaged. Automation prevents progress from becoming a more expensive routine. The institutions at the front of the money line do not necessarily stay ahead because they are smarter. They move earlier. Households at the back do not struggle because they are lazy. They receive economic signals after the damage begins. Financial anxiety is often a timing problem disguised as a personal problem. The correct response to financial anxiety is structure. Build systems that reduce fixed costs, strengthen buffers, automate ownership, and capture raises before they disappear. Willpower fades. Structure endures. Households need rules that defend them from the sequence of the money line. You cannot control who receives new capital first. You cannot control rent increases, grocery pricing, insurance renewals, or wage policies, but you can control how exposed your life is to timing delays. The goal is not predicting every economic cycle. The goal is building a household that remains stable when the broader system moves first. This week, calculate your fixed cost percentage. This month, measure your income lag and create a plan to improve it. This year, automate where every new dollar goes before lifestyle inflation captures it. Now, audit your own timing gap. Where do you feel the lag most in your life today?